अस्सलाम वालेकुम, आई एम सैयदा फ़ातिमा और मैं फिर से हाज़िर हूँ अपनी एक नई वीडियो के साथ। लास्ट टाइम हमने जो है वो इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ क्रिमिनोलॉजी और उसके बाद जो है वो हमने स्कूल्स ऑफ थॉट की जो है वो वीडियो कंप्लीट कवर कर ली थी। नेक्स्ट हम जो है वो इसके थर्ड चैप्टर की तरफ जाते हैं, तो देखते हैं जी सोशल कंट्रोल थ्योरी। ठीक है जी, सोशल कंट्रोल थ्योरी के जो MCQs हैं जी वो हम आज कवर करते हैं। तो बगैर टाइम ज़ाया किए हम अपनी जो है वो वीडियो स्टार्ट करते हैं, MCQs शुरू करते हैं। देखें जी, फर्स्ट है जी, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज़ द मेन प्रेमाइज ऑफ सोशल कंट्रोल थ्योरी। ए ऑप्शन इज इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ कल्चरल फैक्टर्स, बी ऑप्शन इज लेवल ऑफ वंस कमिटमेंट टू conventional behavior, C option is the ability of police and various control agents to reduce crime, and fourth option is deteriorated social conditions lead to crime. सो इसका जो बेस्ट ऑप्शन है वो है द लेवल ऑफ वंस कमिटमेंट टू कन्वेंशनल बिहेवियर्स। इसका करेक्ट ऑप्शन है द लेवल ऑफ वंस कमिटमेंट टू कन्वेंशनल बिहेवियर्स। नेक्स्ट देखें, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग फैक्टर्स डिड Ross suggest guided people in their behavior? A. Belief system, B. Specific laws, C. Demonic forces, and D is habits. A option is correct. Belief systems. Belief systems. Right? Next, which of the following is not associated with macro sociological studies? A option is the legal system. B option is the power groups. C option is the economic directives of government, and fourth option is informal individuals behavior. So D option is the correct one, informal individuals behaviors. Informal individuals behaviors. Next देखें जी, which sociologist is considered the spokesperson for the micro sociological perspective? जी, A option is Travis Hirschi, B option is William Golding, C option is Donald Black, and D option is E. Ross. G. A option is the correct one, Travis Hirschi. Travis Hirschi is the correct option. Next देखें जी, which of the following best exemplifies Travis Hirschi's interest in crime control? A option is what causes people to commit crime. B option is why people violate social rules. C option is why people do not commit delinquent or criminal acts, and D option is what innate and genetic elements are associated with crime causation. So C option is the correct one, why people do not commit delinquent or criminal acts. Why people do not commit delinquent or criminal acts. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट देखें, which of the following bonds does Travis Hirschi suggest is the primary deterrent to criminal activities? A is attachment, B1 is commitment, C is involvement, and 4 is belief. So A option is the correct one, attachment. Attachment, right? Next, which of the following is not associated with Hirschi's social control theory? A option is the more attached a child is to a parent, the less likely he or she will be delinquent. B option is the more involved one is in school activities, the less likely they will be delinquent. C option is the more attached one is to peers, the more likely they will be delinquent. D option is the stronger one's belief, the more respect they will have for laws. So C option is the more attached one is to peers, the more likely they will be delinquent. C option is the correct one. C option is the correct one. Next one देखें जी, what did Robert Agnew conclude about Hirschi's social control theory? A. The findings were fabricated. B. The importance of Hirschi's control theory has been exaggerated. C option is control theory will be universally accepted in the future, and D option is control theory is centered in only explaining adult crime. So B option is the correct one. The importance of Hirschi's control theory has been exaggerated. B option is the correct one. B option. Next, MCQs number 9. David Marza developed a perspective on social control to explain why. A option is some children are delinquent and some are not. B option is children are not attached to parents and teachers. C is some adolescents drift in and out of delinquency. And D option is abused children commit the most delinquency. C option is the correct one. Some adolescents drift in and out of delinquency. C option is the correct one. Next, देखें, a person rationalizing their criminal actions by suggesting anybody would have done the same thing they did is likely employing which of Marza's defense mechanisms? G. A option is denial of responsibility. B option is denial of injury. C option is denial of victim. And fourth option is condemnation of the condemner. So C option is the correct one, denial of victim. Denial of victim. Next देखिए, which of the following factors is not associated with delinquency according to Albert J. Rees? A option is failure to internalize socially accepted norms. B is lack of clarity in most legal laws. C is a breakdown of internal controls. And D option is lack of social rules that prescribe behavior. So B option is the correct one, lack of clarity in most legal laws. Lack of clarity in most legal laws. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट देखिए, according to Jackson Toby, the deciding factor in persons becoming delinquent or not becoming delinquent is in socially disorganized neighborhoods is attributable to a differing stake in conformity. B option is bad neighborhood, C poverty, and D is compliance to hostile norms. A option is the correct one, a differing stake in conformity. A differing stake in conformity. G. Next देखें, Walter C. Reckless suggests the probability of deviance is directly related to A. Conformity, B. Anger control, C. Innate qualities, and D is pushes and pulls. G. D option is the correct one, pushes and pulls. Pushes and pulls. Next, which of the following factors did Walter C. Reckless suggest would likely inhibit one's chances of becoming delinquent? D. A option is strong internal pushes. B is strong self-concept. C is strong weak outer containment, and D is strong external pulls. B option is the correct one, strong self-concept. Strong self-concept, right? Next देखें जी, where does Francis Evan Nye suggest that indirect control comes from? A is self-regulation, B is internalized norms, C is feeling of guilt, and D is identification with non-criminals. D option is the correct one, identification with non-criminals. Identification with non-criminals. 16. What is the main criticism of containment theory according to Clarence Shagg? G. A option is the terminology used in vague and poorly defined. Is vague and poorly defined. The theory ignores the influence of social norms. C is the theory only addresses criminal actions, and D's theory is over 30 years old. A option is the correct one. The terminology used is vague and poorly defined. The terminology used is vague and poorly defined. नेक्स्ट देखें जी, 17 MCQs है जी, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग एक्सप्लेनेटरी एलिमेंट्स इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन डेवलपमेंटल थ्योरीज? ए ऑप्शन इज वाई offending starts and stops. B, why offending continues. C, why it becomes so more serious and de-escalates. And D, why harsh punishment cannot stop offending. D option, why harsh punishment cannot stop offending, right? D option is correct one. Next देखें जी, what did Robert J. Sampson and John H. Lobb suggest inhibits deviance over time? A option is positive control, B option is social capital, C option is inner relationship, and D option is external pressure. B option is correct one, social capital. Social capital is the correct answer. 19. Michael Gottfredson and Travis Hirschi general theory of crime purports that crime is a function of A. Fixation, B. Impulse, C. Poor self-control, and D. Long-term gratification. C option, poor self-control. Poor self-control, right? Poor self-control. Next देखें जी, MCQs number 20. Which of the following factors is the common element of all in the integrated theories? A option is external pressures, B option is social bonds, C option is family ties, and fourth option is personality traits. B option, social bonds. Social bonds. B option is the correct one. Social disorganization theory has its roots in the process of social change and is related to the fact that Americans live in a society characterized by A. Value conflicts, B. Many subcultures, C. Heterogeneity, and D. all of the above. So D option is the correct, all of the above. Value conflicts, many subcultures, heterogeneity, all of the above. MCQs number 20 देखिए, the social disorganization approach to the study of crime focuses on A option, the impact of value conflicts on social structure, B, the discrepancy between goals and the means to achieve them. C, the role of social reactions in creating deviant or criminal behavior. And D option is social change and the breakdown of social norms and values. So D option is the correct one, social change and breakdown of social norms and rules, right? Next, which of the following pairs of scholars used a concentric zone model to scientifically study the relationship between crime rates and various community zones? A. Shaw and McK. B. Cloward and Ohlin. C. Skies and Marza. D. Thomas and Zananki. A option is the correct one. Shaw and McK. Shaw and McK. Next, according to Robert Merton, the innovator is one who A. Rejects only the approved goals, reject both approved goals and legitimate means. C option is reject legitimate means and turn to illegitimate ones in order to achieve approved goals. And D is rebels against the social orders. C option is the correct one, rejects legitimate means and turns to illegitimate ones in order to achieve approved goals, right? Next देखें जी, Robert Merton's theory of anomy is most useful in explaining crimes such as A. Murder, B. Forcible rape, D. C is theft, and D is aggravated assault. So C option is the correct one, theft is the correct one. Next देखें जी, 26 MCQs. Which of the following is the source of strain in Agnew's GST? A option is exposure to negative stimuli. B. Removal of positively valued stimuli. C is prevention from achieving goals. And D is the all of the above. All of the above is the correct option. D option is the correct one. Exposure to negative stimuli, removal of positively valued stimuli, and prevention from achieving goals, all are the correct one. Which of the following are negative affective states according to Agnew's GST? A option is innovation, retreatism, and conformity. B option is rebellion, ritualism, and stimulation. C option is frustration, fear, and anger. And D option is none of the above. The C option is the correct one, frustration, fear, and anger. Frustration, fear, and anger. जी 28 देखिए, according to Albert Cohen, A option is every working class youth develops a delinquent response. B, working class youth do not typically experience status frustration. C option is the delinquent subculture provides a solution to the status of problems that working class youth experience. And D option is working class youth do not typically aspire to middle class lifestyles. C option is the correct one. The delinquent subcultures provide a solution to the status problems that working class youth experience. C option is the correct one. नेक्स्ट देखें जी, 29 MCQs है. For skies and marza technique of neutralization or A. Subcultures, B. Delinquent acts, C. Rationalization for delinquency, and D. Stereotypes. C option is the correct one, rationalization for delinquency. Next देखें जी, for Cloward and Ohlin, which of the following is not a distinct type of delinquent subculture? A. Retreatist, B. Criminal, C. Conflict, and D is consensus. D option is the correct one, consensus. Next देखें जी, according to Cloward and Ohlin subcultures analysis, A option is criminal subcultures arise where opportunities for exposure to adult criminal models are present. B option is consensus subcultures usually become involved in violent activities. X, conflict subcultures typically become involved in drug use. Next देखिए जी, both legitimate and illegitimate means are always available to lower class youths. So A option is the correct one. Criminal subcultures arise where opportunities for exposure to adult criminal models are present. Right? A option is the correct one. Next देखें जी, which of the following theories is not a social cultural explanation for criminal behavior? A option is theory of anomy, B option is labeling theory, C option is subculture theory of delinquency, and D option is differential opportunity theory. So B option is the correct one, labeling theory. Next देखें, which of the following is not one of Walter B. Miller's focal concern? A option is autonomy, B option is excitement, C option is dependence, and D option is trouble. So C option is the correct one, dependence, right? Next देखें जी, proponent of culture of poverty perspective argue that the poor, A option is do not share the middle class abhorrence of consensual unions, sexual promiscuity, illegitimacy, and violence in interpersonal relations. B option will always be with us. C option have values that are substantially the same as middle class Americans, and D option is none of the above. A option is the correct one. Do not share the middle class abhorrence of consensual unions, sexual promiscuity, illegitimacy, and violence in interpersonal relations. A option is the correct one. क्लियर जी? आज के आपके जो है वो, तो आपकी जो है वो यहाँ पे सोशल कंट्रोल थ्योरी जो है वो आज कंप्लीट हो गई है। ठीक है, आज के लिए इतना ही, अभी के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।